Hi everyone, you are watching the Writing for Doctoral Studies web video series. The video you clicked on is formatting a Word document, which means that you have issues much like most of us who have felt the pain of having to format a Word document to fit APA style. So this video is just walking you through how to set up a basic Word document. So to start off with, I'm on a computer that I don't usually use, which is great because many of you might not have known how to set up your Microsoft Word to work harder for you than you're working for it. So I'm going to walk you through how to set some things up that can really help you in the future. So for the first part, you probably, if you are like me and you've been through many iterations of Word, you may have ignored the styles boxes up here. You may have just said, well, I'll just change the font over here manually. Well, this is a really great way to get your headings set up for APA and to just get your general normal document going. So right now, normal is Calibri 11, and most of us use Times New Roman 12. So we're going to go over here to this normal box. We're going to right click it. It's going to think. We're going to modify. So now we get to say, let's call this APA 12. You can change the font to Times New Roman. You can change the size to 12. We know that it's not bold. We know it's not italics or underlined, and we don't want to do any of that. And we're going to have it start over here to the left. And you can do, if you want to, and this is a matter of preference, I prefer writing single spaced until I'm done with the section or the paper itself. You may want to start off with double space. Well, you can change the spacing over here for this Word document. So let's just go ahead and start off with double space. Then we can either add or take away extra spacing between paragraphs. I'll show you another way to do that, but you can do that here. And actually we're at 1.5 lines, so we're just going to do double space. See below here, widow, orphan, control. Now, we're going to find where this is located, but you're going to want to make sure that is off, and make a note of that. Widows and orphans, off. You can format for only this document or all new documents based on this template. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to keep it in this document. So I'm going to say OK. So now I've renamed this, and you can look over here that your font is Times New Roman 12. Now the next thing that you're going to do is go to paragraph, and then you're going to see this. Don't add space between paragraphs of same style. So for some reason, and this is the source of my frustration, Microsoft Office has thought that people want an extra space between their paragraphs. Well, for some formatting Nazis like me, I don't like that extra space, and maybe your professors won't like it. So you're going to click that. I'm going to warn you, this, if you're working on a continuous document, you will constantly have to highlight all of your text and make sure that this is clicked. It will unclick it and apply it to different pages or different sections, and it's really, really frustrating, so make sure that it's clicked. You're going to also, while you're in here, go to line and page breaks. You're going to take off the widow orphan control. So again, this is something that for some reason the makers of Microsoft Office thought that people don't want a line that's left from a paragraph at the top of a page, which I think they call a widow, or the first line of a paragraph at the bottom of a page, which I think they call an orphan. Maybe it's the opposite way. Whatever it is in APA, we don't care about that, so we're going to make sure that that is unchecked. Like the don't add space between paragraphs of the same style, you're going to need to go back and highlight and make sure this is checked and this is unchecked. The same with keep with next, keep lines together. All of these should be unchecked. So we're going to press OK. All right. Now we're going to go on to how your margins should be. Now for your dissertation, it's a little bit different. This is for just a regular research paper, you're going to want to have 1-inch margins all around. So you'll go to page layout, you'll go to margins, and you'll make sure that it's 1 inch all around. Now if you're working from an older version of Microsoft Office, the 2003, The default margins, much to the chagrin of many an English teacher, were 1.25 for the left and right. So make sure that you're 1 inch all around. And let's say, you were 1.5 inch or 1.25 inch all around. It would just be a matter of clicking. We're going to make sure that we're oriented to not landscape but portrait, and that our size is all there, and we're good to go. Back to home. So now you're going to want to do the dreaded running head. And a running head, and you can read about this in the APA manual, is a shortened version of your title. What I do to get my header going, I simply double click at the top of the page, and that pulls your header up. And it also pulls up this header footer tools. Now if you want to go back and edit your header again, then all you simply do is double click that top part, and this part will pull up. Make sure that your margins are great up here. Now, this is the trick to getting the running head different than the first page. So in APA, you're going to want the words running head and then a colon, and then you're going to want your actual title. So in all caps. Actually, I don't think we need a hyphen. Okay. Now, that's all I'm doing for my header, or for my writing head. What I like to do is press tab, and that gets you over to where you can put your page number. Now, if you put a 1 here, then that means 1 will show up on all of your pages. By the way, have we clicked different first page? Oh, look, now it gave us a different first page. We'll type it in again. And then here, instead of typing 1, we go to current position, plain number. So now you've got your running head in, and we're going to have to edit our second page header, but no worries there, easy to do. So you're going to click out of this. Now in APA, you're going to want to get down to almost the center of the page. It can be a little bit more flush with the top. You're going to make sure it's centered. Okay, my simple title, I already have it in double spaced. I put my name, and then you put the institution, which is not Winters, it's Western, and then there's an automatic finish there. So now you have your title page set up. Now you've got a couple of options. You can press enter all the way down, or you can just insert a blank page. Now our running head, that's the one that we started off with. So to go back and edit it, you're just going to delete that, and you're going to tab over, and you're going to insert your page number, and it's going to give you page 2. Now, when you get to the point of formatting your dissertation, when you're looking at page numbers that are not at the top of the page like this one, you're going to really make use of page breaks and of section breaks to get to where some of your pages don't have a page number, some of them use Roman numerals, and then some of them use the actual numerical numerals. So for the most part, if you're writing a short research paper, you don't write an abstract, but let's say you do. And then that's left, and then let's say blah, blah, blah. And again, it's showing it in double spacing. You can test out that additional space. Let's make this a double paragraph. Oh, see? No extra space in between. You can start another paragraph. But usually your abstract, if it's a short paper, is going to be 1 paragraph. Let's insert another page. Always check your headers, always check what you're doing to make sure that everything is formatted the way that you need to be formatted. Now, according to APA, we need our title again. especially if we have an abstract. Now sometimes it's a little bit redundant if you don't have an abstract, if you're just going right into your writing. Check with your professor. He or she may or may not be worried about that second title. But if you have an abstract or a table of contents or something in between here, it's always good to have your title again. And then you're going to start with your writing here. Now, one last thing I want to discuss before I head out of here. Back up to this home and where we're in the styles. If you are writing a lengthy paper where you know you're going to use headers, or if you're starting your dissertation, I strongly suggest, and as you'll see in my table of contents video, I strongly suggest setting up your headers beforehand, before you even begin writing. So you could use, they already have headings in here. Really, you could click on any of these. Let's do heading 1. We're going to modify it. And let's make this a level 1 header. And as we know, level 1s, they're the same size, but they're bold and they're centered. And they're not blue, they're black. So bold and centered, and then, so obviously we wouldn't start with a level 1 head starting off, but let's say we would. I've made it centered, but we can just do, we can click on that. Introduction. And then you press enter, and you're back to APA. This is the normal. Remember, we set this up as the normal. Let's say your introduction is a mere sentence or two long, 2 spaces after periods. Oh, it's messing up because it's all one word that we think that we're typing. And let's say you wanted another level 1 head. Click on that, press enter, and it's going to take you back down here. And again, let's say you wanted to put in a level 2 heading. So level Level 2 headers are Times New Roman. They are 12. They are bold. They are left flush, and they are black. So when we press level 2, we're going to do history of retention research, and we're back to blah 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 blah. And then let's say again, after we write our history of retention research, we're going to write students from the Mid-South. And again, it goes back to. So again, you'll see in my table of contents videos, this is the start of how to build a great table of contents. But again, setting up those headers ahead of time can save you a lot of headache. And if you make this your normal Word document to where you can just open up, and for any paper that you're writing, you've got this all set up, then it'll really save you a lot of time and headaches as far as your formatting is concerned. So this is basically how to do a Word document for APA. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned some things. Writing Center can really help you out with formatting. They can check your formatting. You can check each other's formatting, and really that APA manual is the gold standard that you're going to want to go off of. So I appreciate you listening. Thank you very much.